I often refer to the self as space-like awareness. Space-like, just like the space in the room. There's furniture, couch, chairs, plants, a table, TV, computer. This is the furniture. These are objects that appear in the space of the room. The objects are forms, but the space is formless. The objects are the content of the room. The space is the context. See how the space of your room is not in conflict with any of the furniture, any of the objects that appear in it. What you truly are is not in conflict with anything else. See how there's a harmony between the objects in the room and the space in which they appear in. See how the objects depend on the space. See how the objects cannot exist without the space. The objects are inseparable from the space. The space exists without the objects. But the objects cannot exist without the space. The space is inherently empty. You can clutter the room with many different objects. The space is the potential. For the objects. What's the potential of this room? Depends on the space. Now see how the space is one. There's one space. There could be many objects in your room, but there's just one space. Because the space is formless, it has no limits. There only appears to be a limit to the space created by the walls. So the walls seem to limit the space, but really the space is unlimited. There is no limit to the space. The space of your room is the same space that's outside of your room. There's only one space. This space of this room is not separate from what you would call outer space. And when you look up at the stars at night, it's one space. There's only one space. So what we call physical space is as close as we can get to a symbol or a representation of our true nature. That just like this space of this room, it's like the space of this room, but it's aware. It's aware of all of the content that appears in it. It's a space that's knowing the furniture, knowing the objects. Just feel the space around you. Go ahead and close your eyes and just feel the space around you. See that you are aware of the body. There's an awareness of the body. The body is appearing to you as an object. You are experiencing the body as an object. This body is appearing in awareness. This awareness is this vast space in which the body is appearing in. See that this awareness is much like the space of the room. It's open, it's empty. It has already allowed and accepted all of the objects, all of the content to be in it. Just like the body appears to you as an object, so does the mind. Thoughts, feelings, sense perceptions, that which we refer to as the mind, also appears to you as an object. Thoughts, feelings, sense perceptions, they are appearing in the space of awareness. So these thoughts, feelings, sense perceptions are objects. They are the content in which we refer to as our life or our experience. The body-mind is what we are usually referring to as our self. But see that this body-mind is actually appearing in a greater space, a space without any limits, a space that is aware of this body-mind object. It is the space of awareness that is experiencing the body-mind object. It is the awareness that is fundamental to this experience. Just like the objects cannot exist without the space, this experience in which we call life cannot exist without experiencing or awareness or consciousness. These words are just synonymous. And realize that it is you that's aware. It is you that's experiencing. It is you that's conscious, but not you as the body-mind. You as this space-like awareness, this empty space that is experiencing everything that appears in it. And it is the body-mind that is appearing in it. It is the world that is appearing in it. What you are is just like space. It has no limits. It has no borders. It has no boundaries. It only appears to have a border or boundary. When you imagine one, just like imagining that the space of your room is confined to the four walls. Feel yourself as this awareness that everything is appearing in. Try and find an outer edge, a border, a boundary, a limit. See that what you are is space-like. It is not even space. It is more subtle than space. Space has direction. Space has location. See that location and direction do not apply to what you are. There's no up, there's no down, there's no left, there's no right. That's just another imagination. See that you can't travel from the left side or the right side of yourself. You can't travel from the top to the bottom. No location, no direction, no distance. There's no reference points. There's nothing to grasp, nothing to hold. These words like space-like, vastness, emptiness, nothingness are as close as we can get to describing. And we can't describe ourselves because what you are has no objective qualities. You can only be what you are. You know yourself by being yourself. Much like the space of the room, it is unmoving. Realize that you are absolutely still. The objects in the room can change, they can come, they can go, but the space always remains the same. The space of the room is unchanging. What you are is unchanging. The space of your room is not confined by the room. The space of your room was prior to your home being built. It's the four walls that create the appearance of separation. Like that, when we believe to be the body, we create the appearance of separation by creating conceptual walls that I'm in here, the body, and the world is out there, outside of me. That in here there's a me, and out there there's a you. But we can't find a me in the body. This I that I refer to myself as is the only I, the I of infinity. There's only one self, one I. This I is experiencing itself. This I is consciousness. It only appears to create multiplicity and diversity in the same way that there's just simply one space appearing to be multiple spaces, different spaces. Conceptual boundaries are all imaginary. The direct experience of yourself is limitless. You can't find a boundary or a border. There's no in here and out there. There's no center in which the attention is coming from, going outward towards something else. Just like the space of the room, it is inherently free from the objects that appear in it. What you are, this awareness, this pure experiencing, is inherently free from the body-mind world. The body-mind world is content that is appearing in you. And even when I say in you, that's not even true. You are this infinite container without any border or boundary. Without a border or boundary, there's no outer. And if there's no outer, there's no inner. This space-like awareness is ever present. It's not disappearing just because you open your eyes. When the objects disappear, when the content disappears by closing your eyes, relaxing, softening the focus, it's easy to discover this emptiness that you are. And when the content returns, when the objects appear, the emptiness does not go away. It is here in the midst of objects, just like the furniture is here in the midst of the open, empty space. They coexist. They are one. You are one with all the objects, activity, content that appears.